Hello and welcome to another review of some Switch accessories, and we did a lot of unboxing videos on this channel, a lot of first impression videos, and now we just want to take this a little bit further and I want to share with you my honest opinion after using two all-in-one cases for a couple of weeks now, kind of pretty much every day, using them, putting stuff back in, taking it out again, and to give you really my kind of final review, I would say, of two cases. And I want to compare them, which I think makes it more interesting. And I think they are both good cases, but I also want to talk about, you know, what are they for, or who are they for actually. So the first one, I have to remove the switch, to move the switch away here from the camera, so we have some space, some room. Well, the first one is the Nintendo Switch 2 All-in-One Case, which you probably know. It is that main case that you can buy from the Nintendo website, but you can basically buy it on Amazon as well. It's the main case. It's not a normal console case, I would say, that you always take with you when you are on the go. This is more like, in my opinion, something when you really wanna be able to, where you want to store everything, you know, you can put everything in there basically. And yeah, I mean, okay, if you want to take it to your friends or something, yeah, absolutely, it could be a good option. A case like that, and today we compare two all-in-one cases. You can put a controller in there and basically everything you need, right? The other ones that we looked at on this channel, they are basically more for just storing the basics, the consoles, and yeah, this here is really for everything, and I'm going to show it to you, open it up. I think this is a case that is helpful for a lot of people. Don't get me wrong, there are many out there like that. I can't buy them all, right? I compared this one to one from STARTRC, I think they're called. We're going to take a look at it together. And you know, when I made the first impressions video, obviously we looked at it. I've got the docking station in here, and I shared with you, basically you've got everything you need here, really, right? The only thing is it's a little bit wobbly, okay? So it's not super sturdy. This is kind of soft. I mean, it will protect the Switch, of course, but you know, it's still something to keep in mind. There you can see it. You can put stuff in there, but it's gonna move a bit. And initially I thought, well, you know, kind of maybe not ideal. I don't know, maybe not ideal. But then honestly, thinking about it, it's not too bad, because I'll show you why. It's probably nothing they did intentionally, I guess, but if you have a console like that, which has maybe a special case around it, maybe some thumb grips, and you tuned it a little bit. But let's say you have a special case, like a protective case around it, like this, yeah? It makes your Switch a little bit thicker and a little bit wider. So the other case I'm going to show you, where I can really neatly put everything inside, I don't think it's gonna take this with the additional case on. So if you have a Switch like that, you can, yeah, put your Joy-Con in here, the other one. So if you have a case like that, yeah, storage case, and you can nicely put your Switch in here, and it doesn't, you know, that box here, it doesn't care about your additional case or not, unless it's really, really thick. But this one fits nicely into this box, which I really like. It's actually a nice bonus. Didn't think about that in the beginning, but those are the things that, you know, when you use it day by day, then this stuff will eventually, you will eventually realize it. Also, you have quite a lot of space in there, quite a lot of room for cables. Yeah, so you see it here. I've got the cables in there. You have some space for game cards, some room for game cards. You could even put them somewhere where you know, there's some room in here for cables and everything. So you have some room. Unfortunately, only room for one Joy-Con, for one Pro controller, which is probably enough. I mean, I haven't come across a case where you can put two Pro controllers in there. To be fair, it's fine if you play with a friend. One will have the Joy-Cons, or even here with the with that charging grip. Yeah, you can put that in here as well. don't want to unpack it now, but you get the idea. So yeah, I think this is a solid case. The only thing is it costs, I think, around £69 in the UK. That's like 75 to 80 euros, dollars as well. Sort of around about $80, I think. Is it worth it? I mean, it's got the Nintendo name on it. It's a good case. I think quality-wise, they could have made it a bit more sturdy. I think this here might at some point break, maybe. You know, maybe the seam here or the fabric. But overall, it is a solid case. It's the original Nintendo case. You can put everything in there. It is for everybody who likes to have a little bit of flexibility, I would say. If you want to have a case, an all-in-one case where you can put really everything inside, and you want to have a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of room, yeah, maybe for a few additional game cards or some small extras, some small, I don't know, you can probably put 1 or 2 extra bits in here that, you know, whatever, I don't know, can't think of anything, whatever you need, and you have some room. So that's one of the cases. It's also quite light, okay, I think that might be a bonus as well. And if you close it, it does have the handle as well. So you can carry it with you, which is nice if you just take it. Just imagine visiting your friends. You just take it and that's it. And you can arrive with everything inside. I think this is not necessarily a must-have, but it is really, really nice. It's a really nice case. If I compare it to the other one though, quality-wise, the other one I think is better, which I'll show you in a minute. Price-wise, the other one is a little cheaper as well. But there is something about the other one which I don't like. So again, it's not necessarily one case is better than the other, but it's about understanding what works for you. I might have to actually zoom out when we look at the other one. Need to move it up here. It's a little larger. It's a little larger. Ta-da! It's this one. It's like a vault. It's a great idea. It's a little heavier. Not too heavy though. Nobody will guess that you have a Switch 2 in there, which might be a bonus actually. You can open it. It's nice and solid. And it's cheaper. It's like, I think I paid like £45 for it. So it's not, I mean, I don't know. It's like 30% cheaper roughly than the other one. Okay. I left this in here. Yeah, I've used it a few times. And this gives you less flexibility. I think that's the only downside to it. But let's compare it to the other one. So this one is more sturdy. I mean, honestly, it's also definitely waterproof. It's even, what do they say here? It's even, yeah, airtight waterproofing. Okay, airtight waterproofing, you can do that. There's some valves here. Honestly, I haven't played around with it, but in case you're ever in a storm with your Switch 2, hold on, sorry, the camera is moving a bit. Gotta move the cable a bit, sorry. Okay. If I compare it to the other one has, from Nintendo, only slots for 6 game cards. 6 of the key cards. Here you have 12, okay, slots. Now, do you need 12? I don't know. It's just there. You have more room. Okay, on the other one, you probably can put stuff somewhere. So what you have on the other one, and that is a big bonus, I showed you, you've got this mesh where you can put the cables behind. I gotta say, the big downside here is you don't really have room for cables. I mean, you could put them somewhere on top here, but honestly, I think they forgot about it. I don't know, I think they forgot about the cables, which is a big downside. So I only realized that really after my first impressions video, which was quite positive. And this is positive. I like it. I really like that thing. But they forgot about the cables, room for the cables. It also doesn't say anywhere on here where you put cables. Yeah. So, I mean, sure, you can fit them in there, but it's not that. That doesn't seem to be that designated space. And surely they could have put a mesh in here or something. Yeah. Okay, so docking station. So it sits much tighter. I actually like that. But it also has some downside. Pro controller. Where's it going to go? What did I say here? So yeah, you can put it in here like that, for example. Yeah. Or probably also the other way around. So you have a little bit of flexibility. Yeah, even better. Now, by the way, you can put your charging grip in here. Yeah, and here you can put the Joy-Con straps. They don't really have a space in the other case, but you can fit them in there easily together with the Joy-Cons. Yeah, you've got space for the AC adapter. Oh, good. You can probably squeeze the cable in here, but it's not great. There's not a lot of space there, okay? Not a lot of room. And then for the Switch 2, and I mean, it fits, but do you see what the problem is when you have thumb grips on there, or you have a case that's a little thicker, gets stuck. And I don't want it to press on my thumb grips. So it does kind of work if you don't have the thumb grips on there. But actually on both of my consoles that I have here, I've got thumb grips now. So what do they want me to do? They haven't thought about it, okay? So that's why this is an honest review. Here with the smaller ones, it fits in there. Yeah, they are smaller thumb grips. But also this one doesn't have the casing, the protective casing. So I gotta say, if you want the flexibility with maybe a little bit of protective case, you know, maybe at some point, I mean, it's early days, right? At some point, there'll be companies that will release a lot of decorative cases probably, right? So I'm sure children, you, me, whoever, might have some decorative cases on here. And then you have a thumb grip air. I don't want that. I don't like it. So that's a problem. If you really stick to the basics, it will work. But they have forgotten about it. So yeah, you can't do that. Okay, so unless you don't want to use the thumb grips or you take them off, you can remove them. I mean, I can remove them. I don't really want to do that now. Then it will fit in there. We did that in the first video. Okay, so big downside. And okay, where do I put the cables? Sure, I could squeeze some in here. I could squeeze the cables in here, but really? Yeah, really? And remember, this is going to be ideally a HDMI, power cable, USB-C. Really? Do you want me to... Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to make this kind of look bad, but I think it misses a few features. And this is nothing I picked up like, you know, in the first video. So that's why I'll call them first impressions and unboxing, which is kind of not a full review, right? This here in a full review, I can tell you it's great. I like it and I'm using it and I will continue to use it, but probably more for storing stuff that looks tidy and so nothing gets lost. And then I will probably have to put the cables somewhere here, yeah, which isn't ideal. Or I squeeze them in here and there. Or yeah, but it's not ideal. So honestly, think twice before you make a decision here. Those are the things that you really only pick up when you use the stuff regularly, right? Everything else is fine. I mean, we tried it last time. Things they fit in. Everything's fine. But as I said, you have less flexibility. But it's much more protective, much more sturdy, which I really like. But yeah, I mean, just with regards to the cables. And obviously, if you have any grips, yeah. I mean, to be fair, if you have any grips like the ones from Savage Raven, you will struggle with the other case as well. Yeah, but I guess you can probably fit them in there somewhere. There's absolutely no room here in this one. So if I wanted to close this, I mean, this works, okay. But if I wanted to put cables in here, I mean, I could try to squeeze it in. This isn't great. So if I put it here, yeah, I don't want to see the problem. So yeah, let me know what you think about it. I just wanted to give you that honest comparison. This one is at the lower cost. Yeah, it's at the lower cost, and it certainly will protect your Switch. But if it comes with a reduction in flexibility, the other case, the original Nintendo one, is a bit more expensive. It's kind of softer, but it offers a little bit more flexibility. Technically, it's for the same stuff. Yeah, so you've got room for your Switch 2. You've got room for game cartridges, even more. Pro controller, specific space even for the straps, the AC adapter, everything in here. But the downside, no real designated space for the cables here, and less flexibility. Yeah, can't even take this out. So on the Nintendo one, for example, you can take that inner casing out. Here you can't. So you're really stuck with this. And like that, perfect. Cables, you'll struggle, and with any modifications of your Switch 2, you'll struggle even more. They should have allowed at least for a little bit of room, okay? A little bit more room, because a lot of people use thumb grips. And that's kind of the stuff that you know when you're in the industry, right? You know that a lot of people like put this stuff onto their console. So why wouldn't you give it a little bit more room? I don't know. A lot of people do that. And you don't want to remove it all the time. So many people will then opt for convenience, and they will say, well, I'm just not going to go with that case. Or they might use it and then send it back to Amazon when they tried it. Yeah? So that's an honest comparison here. Again, I'm not saying one is necessarily better than the other. It depends on what you need and want. If honestly, after... and this is different to my first impression, I have to say. After a couple of weeks using both, the Nintendo one would be my preference. Simply due to flexibility and ease of use. Alright, that is NXT. Thanks so much. Make sure you subscribe and let me know what you think about these cases. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.